Shalom, y'all. Happy Shabbat. How are y'all doing today? So, I got a little something I want to talk about on today. And I already know a lot of y'all going to start manifesting in my comments. Do I care? No. But I just believe, just don't even waste your breath. Save it for your page. You know what I'm saying? And I was once where you all are. When I was in the world, or when I was double-minded and lukewarm as a believer, nobody could tell me any different on this topic. I had the mindset like me and my man, me and my future husband, baby, it's no whole bars. It's going to go down in the bedroom. You heard me? Because he's mine and I'm his, right? Wrong. As we get more and more into the word of the Most High Yahuah, we understand that his word is built on holiness. It's also about being set apart. This walk is based on being obedient and willing to sacrifice and give up the ways that you are used to in order to follow him. So once I really started walking with Yahuah, it was a hard truth that I had to come to understand. Everything that I thought that I knew, everything that I was taught about love, sex, and marriage, even rooted in pleasure, was all based on the world standards, not the kingdom. So now I'm unlearning so that I can be renewed. Because the truth is, if it didn't come from the Ruach, the Holy Spirit, it came from culture. And culture will have you calling bondage freedom and perversion expression. Let me explain. Hebrews 13:4. Marriage is honorable and all in the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, Elohim will judge. So people love to quote the part about the bed being undefiled, as if it gives them permission to do anything as long as within the lines of marriage and as long as it's with their spouse, right? But that's not what that verse says. The verse is not saying that anything goes as long as you're married, or that perversion is permissible between spouses, or that Yahuah will turn a blind eye to anything that turns you on. What it is saying is that marriage itself is honorable, that the marriage bed, when kept in purity and within the boundaries of Yahuah's laws, that is when it is not defiled. But I just shocked you, huh? Nah, but for real. But whoremongers, or the sexually immoral, and adulterers will be judged. That includes married people. Married people doing wicked things in the bedroom. Truly, just think about it, for real. Hear me out. I'm coming. Hold on. If you bring corn, threesomes, but because I don't know what I can say on here and I don't want to get marked, strike, whatever you want to call it. BDSM, role play as other people, or other forms of sexual perversion into your bedroom. That's defilement, my baby. You're inviting spirits in, rebellion and impurity into something that was meant to be sacred and set apart. 1 Peter 1:16, be ye holy, for I am holy. 1 Corinthians 14:33, for Elohim is not the author of confusion, but of peace. Marriage does not sanctify sin. You cannot slap a ring on rebellion and believe that Yahuah is going to call it holy. If what you're doing originates in lust, was learned through the world and corn, makes you feel shameful afterwards, then more than likely it is not pleasing to the Most High. So just because you're married does not mean that the Most High Yahuah approves of the things that you're doing in privacy. The marriage bed is undefiled when the marriage is honorable and the acts are righteous, not when you turn the covenant into a circus of carnal pleasure. And the wildest thing to me, for real, y'all will rebuke the way of the heathens in every single way possible, but then you'll turn right around and partake in their customs of perversion. It's truly hilarious to me. The flesh is untamable and easily corrupted when it's not fully submitted to the Most High Yahuah. So riddle me this. How do you think Yahuah feels when you try to speak life and blessing with the same mouth that you use to defile yourself. Like, make it make sense. What about that is holy? James 3:10, out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. So you say that you're set apart, right? But you're still clinging to the customs of the heathens, the Romans and the Greeks. So the oral and behind, normalized by ancient fertility cults and Roman bathhouse orgies. Role play fantasy originated in Greek theater and Dianism, sex rituals, BDSM and denomination, kinks rooted in pagan submission, rituals and goddess worship, using toys and objects in sacred spaces, straight out of the temple of prostitution. Sex is marriage, which was popularized by Gnostics and Roman libertine teens, not Torah. Porn and erotic media birthed from Babylon and Rome's obsession with lust and control. So I say all this to say, if Yahuah is holy, why are we mimicking the unholy to express love? And who told you that the Ruach is okay with the marital bed being a heathen freak fest? The Most High Yahuah has standards, y'all, and no amount of Christian liberty, trending TikToks, or that's just what I like will ever change any of that. You rebuke Zeus and Caesar with your mouth, but you still allow them and their spirits into your bedroom. The marriage bed is undefiled when the marriage is honorable and the acts are righteous. So again, if what you're doing originates from lust, was learned from porn, leaves you feeling spiritually disconnected, is not pleasing to the Most High. So I understand that nobody's ever told you that the marriage bed can be defiled. You can shout his name and you can still be imitating and entertaining lowercase g gods that he told you to stay away from. And we honestly need to come out of mixture. So we don't get to rebuke the Roman while still practicing Roman rituals behind closed doors.